Twitter withdraws from EU disinformation code, Lux Times.
Here's a summary of the article.
Twitter excited the voluntary European Union's Code of Practice on Disinformation, the bloc's Internal Market Commissioner Thierry Breton said. Twitter Inc. was earlier this year the only major tech platform that didn't send a complete report to the European Union under the code, which the company agreed to follow before it was taken over by Elon Musk in late 2022. Its report was short of data and didn't include commitments from the social media company that it would empower fact-checkers, the EU's executive arm said in February. Twitter leaves EU voluntary code of practice against disinformation. But obligations remain, Breton said on his Twitter account late on Friday. He said that beyond voluntary commitments, fighting disinformation will become a legal obligation as of August 25 under the EU Digital Services Act. Twitter will qualify as a very large online platform, requiring the company to address harmful content and submit annual risk assessments to the Commission. Musk's massive job cuts at Twitter, including the exodus of the company's entire Brussels office, have raised concerns about whether it will be able to make the necessary changes to comply with the EU's rules.
This post received a score of 29,000, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Then shut down Twitter in Europe. Problem solved.
This is literally the only solution. It doesn't have to be difficult, it's not even that hard. Strip him of all of his access to the information of the people in Europe.
Brexit was a test run. The EU and Canada are next. Divide, conquer, profit. Edit. The rest of the EU.
I don't think there's any other European countries dumb enough and nationalist enough to leave the EU. Quebec also doesn't seem like they've pressed hard lately to leave Canada. It would probably be more worthwhile to try and get the southern US to secede again.
There's plenty of rage to stoke in Alberta these days though.
At the rate we're going, the rest of the country might push us out first.
It's too late. The cancer has already spread. The laws talked about in OP's article are so important. This is a global problem that we have to get a handle on.
Yet he couldn't say no to Erdo, and
that is so telling.
The lengths Elon will do to appease dictators, but apparently any democratic institution can fuck off.
Oligarchs love to suck fascist cock. Henry Ford sure loved it.
Ya know what neither of them liked? Tay Jooz.
We all thought Truth Social was wanting to be Twitter when it was Twitter wanting to be Truth Social all along.
And we would have gotten away with it, if it weren't for that meddling man-child. Trump, probably.
It took me a minute to figure out which man-child you were referring to.
My first thought was Trump is the meddling man-child. My second thought was there can be more than one.
I love how Elon is willing to comply with Turkey for compliance, but when it comes to EU laws, Elon doesn't care.
Authoritarians are who Musk most identifies with.
I think you just described most CEOs and GOP Congress people.
With new privacy and speech rules coming into effect in the EU in November of this year, Twitter will not last long unless they fundamentally change how they deal with hate speech and disinformation. Sooner than that, end of August, a new Digital Service Act gets implemented.
Bless the EU and their internet regulation.
No shock, Musk doesn't care that it is a disinformation space.
It might be disinformation, but at least it's my disinformation.
This is what all the free speech debate really boils down to. It always was about, my speech is more free than yours.
That truth and reality needs to be debated. Their idea of a non-biased news source? The Western standard, free speech means that everyone is forced to platform the fringe minority and spread disinformation. That news agencies that refuse to platform bigots, anti-vaxxers, and other conspiracy theorists are biased, while places like the Western standard, who would never dare platform neutral news or non-conspiratorial people, are unbiased.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.